Welcome to episode 391 of the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes and determining whether or not he will ever win another Superbowl ring. But before getting to that topic, I have a question for the video for you Chiefs fans and NFL fans in general. Who is the all-time leading rusher in yards in Kansas City Chiefs franchise history? If you know the answer, comment below. If you do not, I will reveal it at the end. But getting into this topic, will Patrick Mahomes win another Super Bowl ring? The short answer is, of course, no one knows. He's got another 10, 15 years in his career. If he's anything like Tom Brady, he might have 20 more years. It's going to be interesting to see. But there is a situation with Patrick Mahomes right now, and to me, that is his contract. I think their window to win, another one is definitely within these next 2 to 3 years, or the cap situation and contracts are going to become a big issue. Looking at their team right now, they're able to afford all those big stars on that team, such as Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Frank Clark, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, their left tackle Eric Fisher. They're able to afford all those guys, and many of you might think, well, as long as they keep together the big three on offense between Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, they're going to be fine and always going to be competitors, which is true. Yes, I think as long as Patrick Mahomes is always on your team, you're always going to be a competitor like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. It doesn't matter what's around him. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If not, you're always going to have a good chance. So, yes, that is a good point. If you have those big three, that is going to be true. However, Kelsey's already 31. I don't know how much longer he has. Definitely probably another 3-4 years, but therefore that's why I have that 2-3 window. And then those role players that are important to the Kansas City Chiefs outside of those big three, such as Sammy Watkins, Cole Hardman, they're going to be eventually due for new contracts. Sammy Watkins is free agent this year. They might have to let him go because they don't have the money. Cole Hardman, really speedy dude. They might need to sign him to a bigger contract in time. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, great running back in your backfield. He's a rookie right now, and you got him on the cheap, but once he's due for a new contract, that might be the situation when he's due for big money. Your star left tackle, Eric Fisher, clearly you needed him in the Super Bowl. You're going to need to resign him, and he's going to want his money as well. Not sure what his exact contract situation is, but something tells me it's not a 8-10 year deal like Mahomes. And then on the defense as well, Frank Clark, Chris Jones, two leaders on that pass rush in my opinion. They're getting up there. They're not super old, but they definitely have their experience, and they're going to need some money eventually, and Tyrann Mathieu as well. A lot of those guys are already getting money, but the fact that Mahomes is making $40-45 million a year is not factored in just yet because his extension just occurred. So I think once that's in there and Mahomes takes up $40 million of the $200 million salary cap, this team is going to be struggling to put together the powerhouse they have. They're going to lose just a couple of role players that sound like not a big deal when you have Mahomes on your team, but when you lose a Chris Jones, when you lose a Frank Clark, when you lose a Tyrann Mathieu, and that prevents your team from getting one less interception throughout a season or 2 less sacks throughout a season, those little things add up, and it's all about the little things to me in the NFL sometimes. And when you lose those role players that are really hidden but really important to your team, that's going to cost the Kansas City Chiefs a lot. So therefore, it's not looking good. However, like I said, I do think now that they have all those guys still for probably the next 2 to 3 years, they still have a great window. I even think they'll probably make the Super Bowl again next year. So I'm not going to really say Mahomes will never win a Super Bowl again. Of course not. But I do think eventually in time we're going to see him not be as dominant of a football team as they are right now, where they go 14-2, first round bye, always the AFC Championship, always the Super Bowl. As long as Mahomes is starting and healthy, I think we could see that shift. Reason being, I mean, if you think about it, we thought once Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks won their Super Bowl, they're going to be the next dynasty. They're going to win a bunch more rings. Nope, they won one, and ever since that time, Tom Brady won 4. Aaron Rodgers, we thought Aaron Rodgers has been one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback this past decade, just pure talent-wise, yet he only has 1 ring. No matter what, if Mahomes is pure talent, you just don't see it often in the NFL where guys go out and get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rings. It's a one-time type of thing with Tom Brady. We all kind of have a little bit of a recency bias, assuming Mahomes can go out and not maybe get 7, but also get 3, 4, 5. It's super uncommon in the NFL. Tom Brady is kind of, mattered with our minds a little bit, and we're biased to that, but I do think reality will set back in, and we're going to be used to quarterbacks not getting 3, 4 rings, 1 to 2. It should be an amazing accomplishment, and it is, but we're all trying to chase more, and I don't think Mahomes is going to be able to do what Brady did. I think he will be in an Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson situation where, of course, he's always competitive, but when you take a big portion of your contract, things aren't always going to work out. One of the reasons Tom Brady's been so successful throughout his career, where he has 7 rings, because I don't want to say he's unselfish, but I'm not trying to say the other players are selfish, but Tom Brady is a very team player where he's willing to take a pay cut to $25 million, where most star quarterbacks, such as your Big Ben, your Patrick Mahomes, your Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, are making $40 million. Got to figure Brady takes 25, that leaves an extra 15 of that 40 to be spread out amongst other players, get him an extra weapon to be able to afford it. And Mahomes, once that extra money kicks in and less guys get money on the team, there's going to be less talent on that team, and therefore more is going to be on Mahomes' shoulder, whereas Brady throughout his whole career has been willing to take the pay cut, so the talent has been spread out and the team is great overall and not just at the quarterback position. Therefore, I think Mahomes, not going to say again he won't get another Super Bowl rings, but I definitely don't think we'll see anything like Brady, and I'm not saying he's got to get 7 to be like Brady, but I don't think he'll get anything more than 3 or 4 in my opinion, just because you have to consider, like I said, A, the contract situation, cap space, B, of course there's age on the team and new contracts, and C, it just doesn't happen. Like I said, Peyton Manning, we thought for a long time, over a decade, he was the best quarterback in the league. Over his entire career, he got 2 rings. Big Ben, we thought he wasn't the best quarterback in the league, but there was definitely instances he was top 5. He got 2 rings. Aaron Rodgers, there's times we thought he was the best quarterback in the league. He got 1 ring. Patrick Mahomes, way too early to say anything, but he only has 1 so far. Russell Wilson, same thing as Big Ben. He was definitely top 5, definitely top 5 throughout his career pretty much. He only has 1 ring. Drew Brees, one of the most consistent and best quarterbacks of all time, he only has 1 ring. It's just not common in the NFL for quarterbacks to go out and get 3, 4 rings. Or recently biased to Tom Brady, and therefore I don't think it'll happen with Patrick Mahomes, but a lot of people think it'll occur. I just think in time they're not going to be able to afford everything on this powerhouse offense. Like I said, of course, if you have Andy Reid and Mahomes, it will probably more than likely always be a competitive playoff team, but getting to the Super Bowl and winning there is not easily said and done, as you've seen this past year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do think Mahomes could probably pull off another ring within the next 2 to 3 years for sure, but in the long term, I don't think we'll see him getting 3, 4, or 5 in my opinion. I just don't think all the things will play out perfectly in his way, but who knows? I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, the question of the video, the all-time leading rusher in yards for the Kansas City Chiefs is led by Jamal Charles, with Priest Holmes coming in at number 2. Thanks for watching, guys. 2 in the morning.